welcome to the last Daily Aztec Live of the semester, the senior episode. I'm Patrick Doyle.
And I'm Lauren Lockhart. Thank you for joining us today. We have had a great year to look back on, and we have all the latest news, so stay tuned.
Students and faculty with SDSU's Latina Network are rejoicing this month after an important scholarship received critical funding.
It's a remarkable success story for a scholarship that wasn't expected to get this far.
Scholarships are often started by philanthropists who can afford the $50,000 minimum for it to be recognized.
This Latina Network endowed scholarship was funded from the ground up by faculty who worked tirelessly to make it a reality.
It will now assist students involved in any of SDSU's cultural resource centers. Donations to the scholarship can be made on SDSU's philanthropy website.
SDSU has been awarded $10 million to lead a nationwide effort to promote environmental justice.
According to the EPA, the SDSU Center for Community Energy and Environmental Justice will connect underserved communities with necessary resources.
These resources will be used to give energy and services to rural, tribal, and indigenous communities in the San Diego area. The new center will be developed at SDSU Mission Valley and is expected to roll out over the next 5 years.
Hello and welcome back to another week of sports. I'm Adam Correa.
And I'm Justin Cox. Let's get right into it. History was made Friday night as Aztec starting pitcher TJ Fontaine pitched a no-hitter in SDSU Baseball's 4-0 win over the Nevada Wolfpack.
The no-hitter was the 8th in program history and the first since Steven Strasburg in 2009. Fontaine entered the 9th inning with a perfect game, but after walking the first batter, he recorded the final 3 outs to stamp his name in the record books.
Despite a 16-21 record this season, the team sits in second place in the Mountain West with a 10-6 conference record. They host UNLV for a 3-game set starting this Friday at 6 p.m. here at Tony Gwynn Stadium.
Also on the diamond, the SDSU softball team went 3-0 last weekend in a 3-game series versus New Mexico at home.
The weekend performance moved SDSU to 30-12 overall and 14-5 in Mountain West play. They travel to Boise State this weekend for a 3-game series in a battle between the 2 top teams in the conference.
Some Aztec teams begin conference postseason play this weekend as the spring season comes to a close.
Aztec Water Polo will have the chance to play in front of Aztec fans as SDSU was chosen as the host site for the Golden Coast Conference Championships.
The Aztecs will play Concordia in the first round at 2 p.m. on Friday for a chance in Saturday's semifinals. If they win Saturday, they'll play in the championship.
Both tennis teams will compete in the Mountain West Championships this week in Las Vegas. The men's team will face Boise State at 5 p.m. tonight, while the women's team enjoy a first-round bye. They will take on the winner of Fresno State and Nevada tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Men's golf will be headed to the desert for the Mountain West Championships in Tucson, Arizona, and the women's track and field team will compete in the UC Irvine Steve Scott Invitational this weekend. Select members of the track team will also travel to the city of brotherly love for the Penn Relays in Philadelphia. Good luck, Aztecs.
For the full sports schedule and stats for your favorite SDSU team, visit goaztecs.com.
From soccer to swim and dive, the Daily Aztec has been covering every game. As we wrap up the semester, let's take a look back at what our seniors have been able to cover.
Another day at the Aztec Aquaplex, another victory for the SDSU swim and dive team. After today's win, the Aztecs have now won their last 45 dual meets dating back to January of 2018.
The Aztecs defeated Utah Tech 135-118 during the first ever meeting between the two schools on Saturday. Out of the 14 events, the Aztecs posted the fastest times in 11 of those events and won 9.
You know, it's always fun when you go against an opponent for the first time and you don't really know what they have. And what we had a lot of great racing out there, and I was really proud of our girls. They really stepped up and did a nice job racing today.
Hello, Aztecs. The men's soccer team is playing their first match at Snapdragon Stadium. They're playing arguably one of their toughest opponents, this season, the number 2 ranked Washington Huskies. The Huskies came into the game 24-7-8 versus the Aztecs and 9-1 in the last 10 matches against SDSU. Washington came out with a lot of firepower on the offensive attack, and the Aztec defense fended off some of their chances, but the offense kept coming. In the 34th minute, redshirt freshman defender Omar Gray got the scoring started for the Huskies. 8 minutes later, redshirt senior midfielder Lucas Meeks, who is tied for the most points in the Pac-12 conference, made it 2-0 on his penalty kick goal. With only one shot on goal in the first half for the Aztecs, SDSU came out ready on attack in the second half.
After losing in the NCAA Tempe Regional Finals last year to Arizona State, the Aztec softball team is off to a hot start this season, led by redshirt sophomore Mac Barbara.
San Diego State entered last Wednesday's doubleheader versus UNLV with a 24-11 record. Barbara powered SDSU to 2 wins over the Rebels as she went a combined 3 for 5 for 2 home runs at a rainy SDSU softball stadium. After a very successful season last year, which saw the Aztecs win the Mountain West title, the team has some fresh faces, but Barbara said she's enjoyed seeing the team grow over the course of the early season.
Hey everyone, I'm here at the SDSU Sports Deck where the Aztecs women's soccer team is having their last home game of the season against the UNLV Rebels. Aztecs women's soccer has had a good run at home with 5 wins on SDSU turf. The team has 7 wins overall, with 5 being conference games this season. The Rebels scored against the Aztecs in the 23rd minute of Sunday's game, making the score 1-0. UNLV won the game after SDSU missed a free kick in the last minutes of the game.
Senior Day is always filled with emotions. And for the San Diego State women's tennis team Senior Day, it was no different. The number 41 Aztecs defeated the number 67 Fresno State Bulldogs as the team played their final home game of the season, as well as the final home game for 4 incredible seniors. These 4 seniors have been on the team for 4 or more years, making today even more incredible.
Alicia Milosh, Tamara Arnold, Julia Jordan, and Cecile Morin were the 4 Aztecs being honored today, and following the ceremony, they got right into action.
As the semester comes to a close, we're taking a look at some of the arts and culture highlights campus had to offer this past semester, from special guests visiting SDSU to a new music series.
Here's some of the things our senior reporters have gotten to cover. Check it out.
Hey Aztecs, I'm Sharat Penny. I'm here at the Montezuma Hall where SDSU alum and notable actor and director Carl Weathers is speaking.
What was an evening full of awe and astonishment can only be pulled off by actor, former athlete, and SDSU alum Carl Weathers, who spoke at the President Lecture Series.
Find their way. And, you're really fortunate if you have mentors that really lend a hand in your development.
Along with talking about his days in the sports world, Weathers touched on the importance of supporting children who have a passion for acting, like he did.
Hello Aztecs, I'm at Council Chambers where Sigma Theta Psi is hosting their 25th annual Hush Hush auction to raise awareness for breast cancer awareness and research. The event started off with the Director of Philanthropy, Alexia Santiago, explaining why Sigma Theta Psi is putting on the auction and how they're doing something different with the money this year.
We will be donating half of the earnings today to the family of Elizabeth Ramos, who has recently lost their life due to breast cancer.
Ramos, who was a relative of one of the Sigma Theta Psi members, battled stage 4 breast cancer for 4 months and passed away last week. Since this year's event hit so close to home, the chapter members were glad that many students, fraternities, and sororities came to the auction to support Sigma Theta Psi's cause.
I know what I'm doing, man, my life's not always losing trust. Thought I'd earned enough. Well, I can kill shame, so I'll just proclaim
We hope you enjoyed the English portion of the Daily Aztec Live. Check out our website and the Daily Aztec social media for more on what's happening at SDSU.
This is our last episode of the semester, and what a year it's been.
I know.
So make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we'll be back next year. Stay tuned for our Spanish portion of the broadcast up next.
Bienvenidos a nuestra última programación en vivo de Mundo Azteca. Yo soy Maritza Camacho. Empezamos con las noticias.
Y yo soy Fatima Lopez. Empecemos con las noticias.
Las estudiantes y facultad de la... Están celebrando este mes después de que una beca importante estuviera financiación crítica, perdón. Es una historia increíble y notable para una beca que no se esperaba llegar tan lejos. Muchas veces las becas son iniciadas por los filantropistas que pueden gastar el mínimo de $50,000 necesarios para reconocer la beca. Esta beca adoptada por la Red Latina fue financiada desde el principio por la facultad que trabajó incansablemente para hacerla realidad. Ahora ayudará a los estudiantes involucrados en cualquiera de los centros de recursos culturales de SDSU. Donaciones a la beca se pueden realizar en el sitio web de filantropía de SDSU.
SDSU ha sido premiado con $10,000 para poder liderar un esfuerzo a nivel nacional que promoverá la justicia ambiental. De acuerdo a la Agencia de Protección Ambiental, el Centro de Energía y Justicia Ambiental de la comunidad de SDSU conectará a las comunidades desatendidas con recursos para energía y justicia ambiental. Estos recursos serán utilizados para ofrecer energía y servicios a las comunidades rurales, tribales e indígenas en la área de San Diego. El nuevo centro será desarrollado en SDSU Mission Valley y se espera que se implemente durante los próximos 5 años. El semestre pasado salió la noticia que SDSU ofrecerá una clase dedicada a Bad Bunny. Este mismo semestre, mi compañera Chanel y yo tuvimos la oportunidad de entrevistar a Dr. Nate y varios estudiantes sobre la clase. Echémosle un vistazo y recordemos esta noticia. En las últimas semanas, SDSU ha dado mucho de qué hablar, ya que se ha anunciado una nueva clase para el semestre de primavera 2023. El profesor Dr. Nate Shea Rodríguez ha creado una clase donde el enfoque será Bad Bunny. Algunos están emocionados y otros no están de acuerdo. Estudiantes como Lucelis Martínez están emocionados de que la clase enseñe sobre temas que no son regularmente tratados en un salón de clase en una universidad.
Es importante que esos temas se hablen, de nuevo la masculinidad, feminismo, el colonialismo, todo eso. Y que también hay muchas cosas que la gente no sabe. O sea, escuchan la palabra masculinidad, feminismo y a veces es como que, otra vez este tema. Pero a veces no se dan cuenta de los niveles que existen.
El curso de Bad Bunny, impartido por Dr. Nate Rodríguez, tocará temas como la masculinidad, la colonización y el desplazamiento, especialmente en Puerto Rico.
His songs that he sings and his lyrics, it's about Puerto Rico. And he talks specifically, like in his videos, about issues from Puerto Rico. When he advocates, though, for different issues, it's for a lot of the Latinx community. But he also advocates more recently, like for the shooting victims in Uvalde from the school shooting. He helped them buy houses and helped them with other things. He also advocates for LGBTQ rights, trans rights.
El único requisito para poder tomar esta clase es ser estudiante de maestría. Dr. Nate cree que es una buena oportunidad para los estudiantes latinos donde podrán aprender más sobre su cultura. Asimismo, como para estudiantes de otras identidades que quieran aprender sobre la cultura latina y cómo el ícono global, Bad Bunny, tiene un gran impacto en ella al tocar temas relevantes para la comunidad. Estudiantes como Yasmín Porfirio creen que esta clase es una buena idea para hacer conciencia de la comunidad latina dentro de Estados Unidos.
Y también yo tengo amigas y amigos personalmente que no son hispanos o latinos, como se diga, perdón, y ellos mismos también representan a Bad Bunny, los escuchan y me han dicho que ellos mismos planean en tomar la clase y se me hace una buenísima idea porque pues así va a ayudar a diferentes culturas y razas a aprender de la comunidad latina y de todo lo que se tenga que ofrecer en la clase.
Y para Mundo Azteca, somos Fatima Lopez y Chanel Yogues.
Bueno, eso es todo por el día de hoy aquí en el estudio. Disculpe lo que pasó al principio. Lo que quería decir era que este es nuestro último episodio del semestre, así que asegúrense de suscribirse a nuestro canal para poder ver el Daily Aztec en vivo el próximo semestre, todos los miércoles al mediodía en YouTube.
Visita nuestro sitio web y las redes sociales del Daily Aztec y Mundo Azteca para más información sobre lo que ocurre en SDSU. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos. Nos vemos el próximo semestre.